I'm recording. So good morning, everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the spool administration. That is the last work process which we are going to discuss about the spool work process. Okay. So this is one of the important work process which will handle the spool related request. Means printer related request which will handle it. Right. So we have the work process 5 plus 2 7 out of 7. So dialog, update, enqueue, background, message server, right? Gateway. Yesterday we discussed about the gateway and spool. Spool means the printer related works and everything. It will handle it, right? Suppose if you want to do some PDFs, some prints, so you need to. We can configure the printers from SAP that we can do the print. So see here, every tab there is a control P option, print option. You just click it, it will ask the printer like which printer you want to do, what is the output printer and everything. It will ask you to do the all the work and everything, right? So that here we can configure the printers and we can give the prints from our SAP system. In that case, when you are printing here, the spool work process will take your request, will forward to the printer, will forward your request to the printer here. Now, so what are the transaction codes here involved for the spool work process here? Here, SP01, SP02, SPAD are the three transaction codes for the spool work process are involved. So SPAD for the spool administration. So printer administration. So spool administration, we will use this transaction code. So administration means creation of the printers, adding the new printers to your SAP system, and all these things we can do from SPAD. SPAD is the transaction code here, right? So suppose there is a requirement to add the new printer. Then in this case, you can go to the SPAD is the transaction code. Go to administration, spool administration. Okay, here just these are the printers currently. These are the printers are available currently. These are the printers currently available in the system. You want to create the new printer to print the papers, to print the documents, to print everything from the your SAP printer. So in SAP, so we have financial documents, so some other statements, everything is stored in the SAP level. So one user, they want to print the documents from SAP level. So how can I do that one? So you have to configure the printers first of all. You need to add the printers in the SAP side. So how to do that one? So here, click on the change button SPAD, click on the create. This is a create option, right? When you go to when you are in the display mode, you don't see any create button. When you are in the pencil, means when you are in the change mode, you will see the create option. Then click on the create. So what is the printer you are trying to add? What is the name you are adding? So here I can say like it's kind of my office printer. Just like my office printer I am adding. Okay, just like my MO office printer I'm adding. Just short name I've given the MO. Okay, here device type. What is your printer device type? Every printer, so when you're purchasing the printer, every printer there is a type, right? Either the Brother printer, Canon printer, Dell, HP, so Epson. So many printers are there here. Fujitsu, HP, Laser, IBM. So all printers are available. All printer device types are available here. Can you see here? So here available. Suppose you want to order some Japanese printer or IBM Jet series printer, whatever the printer. So if the printer, so when you are, suppose there is a one printer, that printer you want to add in the SAP system. So suppose if you take example, this is the one printer which you have in your office floor. This is your SAP system, right? This is your SAP. This is our SAP system here. So this is your SAP system. So you want to add this printer to here. You want to add, this is a new printer. Okay. This is a new printer which is there in the in our office floor, right? So you want to add this printer to your SAP system, you want to add this one, okay, to get the prints from the SAP system and everything, you want to add it here, right? You want to add it here. In this case, you need to go to, so SPAD is the transaction code, SPAD is the transaction code. Then there you can configure the printer. Printer means every printer there is a model, right? Location and the printer IP details, so everything, and what is the type, so everything we have. What is the printer? If you purchase the printer from Amazon or Flipkart, you got the printer delivery. While delivering, while purchasing, you have the printer model. Location means which location that is printer is exist, maybe Hyderabad, India, that location. Maybe if you have the public IP, that IP you have to allocate to the printer, so everything you have the details, right? So you need to assign this printer to your SAP system. That is called the integration. You need to integrate this printer to your SAP system. In this case, you need to go to the SPAD, then select the printer. What is the printer here? Brother printer, maybe Canon printer. Make it example Canon printer. So what is the spool server? You need to fill the form actually. You need to fill all the details in the form actually. What is the spool server? This is our spool server. Spool server means where the your spool work process, spool printer server services are available here. The spool server, I selected it. What is the model? The model is like 2023 model, something like that I given. What is the location? India. Okay, so like that I filled it here. Go to the access method. Here, what is the printer you want to use it? So you want to send the you want to local printing. So here we have the access method, types of access methods we have in the printer, types of access methods. So when you are choosing here, we have the types of access method. So let me take one more these things. So this is very important, guys, how the access method works and everything here. So it's a very important. Listen carefully. Okay. If you have any doubts, let me know. Okay. So this is the SAP printing access method. Access method. Let me write it here. Printer. Okay. Spool administration. So why we are discussing about the printer means spool work process will take care of the all the printing and everything related activities. So that's the reason the whatever the spool work process does here. So all these things we are discussing about the system. Here the access method, the first method is called the local printing. Okay, local printing. Then we have the remote printing also. We have the one more print method is called the remote printing, local printing and remote printing. And we have the front end printing, front end, okay, front end printing as well, local printing and remote printing and front end. Total three types of print methods we have in the SAP systems. So local printing means your spool work process, OS spooler. In the OS operating system level, there is a print service, spooler, that are in the same service, that is in the same service. That is called the local printing. If both are in the same, that is called the local printing. Local means your spool work process. Spool work process where it is available and in the same SAP system. Your spooler in the OS level, when you deploy the operating systems, some people they want to deploy the spooler as well. Spooler as well, spooler, the print spooler. So this will come as part of the operating system. So your SAP system, in SAP system, your spool work process, this spooler, the print spooler, both are in the same, both are in the Windows, same, that is called the local printing, local printer here. Here Windows, we have to use C. Unix, you have to use Windows. C means what is meant by C? The code in the SAP here. So in Unix, that is called the L. Local printing, you have to either the Windows. Suppose your spool work process, your printer, both are in the Windows, you need to use the C. C means here you can see here, go to the access method, see here, you have the C. So direct operating system call, and E. L. So I, there is a printer types are there. This is the access methods here. These all are the access methods here, right? So C means, so both are in the same operating system. Both are in the same operating system. What is the host printer? Host printer. Maybe I can give the, our host is a SAP Windows. Output attributes. So nothing to change it, which means either this color printer, you need to type the color. What is the print mode? Print, you want to print the paper from the both the sides or one side or reverse order. So whatever the print methods, you can use it. The tray information. The tray one should be, suppose some people they will call it the tray one is with the A4 paper, A5 paper, A6 paper, line, something like that, right? If you have any conditions, you can apply the conditions here. Otherwise, just save it here. Okay, your printer, my office printer was created, it's saved. Okay, my office printer was created, it's saved here. Okay, so now you want to print something from SAP here. You want to print. Okay, you want to print this page here. Then Control P, or so you can use the, you can Control P, or you can use the this print icon. Maybe you have to print this Control P. You want to print this paper, then select the printer which you created, right? My office, something like that you created, right? My office, you selected that one. You want to print immediately all the papers, right? You will get all the papers or something like that. When you go to the printer shop, so you will select the printer device. So immediately just click on OK button. Then see here, there is a spool request number sent to the printer MO. Means there is a every print out the paper, every print, you will get the one request number will be generated in the SAP system. One request will be generated sent to the your printer. 214621 printer is created here. Now we want to see that is printed or not. Where can I check? You can just go to the SP01 to check the whether that print is paperly printed or not. We can check here, but that is not printed. See here, we got the error here, right? We got the error. So you want to see created by who created, so in which system, you can fill the all the details. Just click on the OK button. You see, so this is not printed here. We got error here. We got error in the system here. Just click on the error message. You will see incorrect printer. So there is no printer name. There is no printer name here like that. There is no printer name. There is no printer like my school, my home, my office. Nothing is there. That's why there may be no output. There is no output here. That is the reason we got this error. Why? Because there is no printer. Just I given the dummy printer. That's why the print request, the printer, the spool request generated, but the paper not sent to the printer. It's got failed in the SAP itself. Why? Because not went to the printer. Okay, it not went to the printer, something like that. So we got the request number is generated. What about the other requests? Other requests are generated by the maybe some background job, something got generated, but those are the not sent to the papers. This is as the 18 pages. This is as the 18 pages. So what is printed and everything, you can see it here, right? This is a printer request. Otherwise, if you go to SP02 directly, your request, whatever the request you created, all your request will be generated here. But currently we created the this one MO printer. So that print got failed in the SAP. Okay, so like this we can configure the our devices in the system here. Our printer devices we can configure in the system here. Our devices we can configure in the system here. This is the access method. T means with or Windows we can use it. U means, so it's kind of Unix, in the Unix operating system. Suppose you are using L. L means, you can see here, local printing using the LP and LPR. There is a LPD service at Linux level. In the Windows level, we have the spooler, right? Same as like there is a spooler service. Same as like in the Linux level, there is a LPD service which will run when the time of when you install the operating system. So that will refer to that one. If it is the Windows, sorry, if it is non-Windows, you can choose the L. You can choose it, right? Depends upon your operating system, you can choose it. That is called the local printing. Okay, local printing. So what about the remote printing? Remote printing means, so the spool work process, OS spooler are in the different host, different host. Both are in the different host. Suppose your spool work process in the SAP system, you have dedicatedly, you are same in the same, not in the same host, you are in a different host. Different host, the service is running. So different host, the service is running. Not in the my Windows machine. I have the different OS for the spool. In the different OS, the spool is running. That time that is called the remote. Both are in the spool work process, spooler. Both are running on the same operating system. That is called the local. So both are running in the different location, different operating systems. That is called the remote printing. Remote printing. Here also, both are in the Windows, one method. Both are in the Linux, Windows method. So if it is the Windows, we can use the yes for, so yes. And for Unix, we can use the U method. So in the remote printing, these are the two codes you have to use it. So suppose yes, what is mean by yes here? So yes means print using the, so SAP protocol. You have to use the SAP protocol, which means your SAP spool work process and spool server, the spooler service, both are in the different host. Local means both are in the same host. Remote means both are in the separate host. This is the yes means, so print using the SAP protocol. Then okay, enter the destination of the, what is the destination of the spool? Maybe you can type it like SAP, something like that. I typed it on wrong host name. I typed it. But because the spooler service should be run here, unable to reach the remote destination. See here, it's unable to reach. SAP, maybe Windows 1. I will type this one. Why? Because we method remote printing and host spooler, where it is running. Maybe I will type Windows. Unable to reach the remote host spool destination. Why? Because it's not in the same host, it's a different host. That's the reason we can use the yes. U means Berkeley protocol. So means, which is means it's the Linux. So your OS and spooler both are in the different operating systems in the remote mode. If it is in the Unix, the print service on the Unix, you can use the U method. U method, you can use it. Then you can use the U method, but it always check the host spool system where it is available, like that it is checking. So here types of methods are there. See here, types of method. C means direct operating system call. So this is a front end printer, front end computer. See here, next one is our front end. So if it is the Windows, so basically the access methods are three types: local, remote, front end printing. Local means your spool work process, and your spool service. Both these two are in the same operating system. Local printing. This is in the one operating system. It is called the remote. Okay, remote printing. Front end printing. Front end printing means it will use the your locally configured printer in the user PC. You have already printers are configured. Suppose in my case, if I go to the local in my laptop, local printer, my laptop, in your laptop you have already printers are configured here. See here, notebook printer, XPS, print to PDF, the fax, these are the printers already configured. I don't want to configure the new printer. Just I want to select this one. I want to select, just to use the F, front end printing, F, which means I want to locally printer. So this is saved. So now I want to print this one. Output request. Sorry. I want to print this new page here. I want to print this one. So then here I can choose the my printer. Then here immediately it's saying that which printer. So here we want to fax, whatever the printers we have in our local computer, those printers are populated here automatically. When you populated, when you choose the front end printing, the time these printers, whatever the printers are configured to your local laptop, those printers are generated here. Those printers are generated here. Then click on the print. See here, the request number is generated here. The request number is generated. Then you will see. So you got the printer. It is asking to print this one. It is clicked to the, it is configured to the your local computer which are there in your system. Now we want to check whether the print is successfully printed or not. So SP02. So we have to use the SP02 to check the direct printer from your request. Yes, you can see when I configured front-end printing, the request is completed successfully, which means the request is successfully completed. It is processed by this Spool work process, right? Why? Because it's a front-end printer. Front-end means in my local desktop, I have the printer which is connected, so that directly my Spool work process will take this request, will hand over to my local printer, which are configured in the user PC, which are configured in the user PC. User PC is configured. That's the reason. So it is connected to the, so it is completed. The request it is completed, which means your print went outside of the SAP, then it hand over to your local printer. That's why it's completed status. It's completed status. Okay. So where to check my paper went, my paper came from printer or not, my request is went to successfully completed or not. You can check in the SP01 or SP02. You can check in the two transaction codes. You can use it to check the status of the your print request and everything, right? So this is the way. So you can see here, when you go to the SPAD, if you have the new printer, you have to go to the display, click on the create. You have to use the create option. Here you can choose the access method and ABC. You can choose this access methods. What method? What is this printer used for? Local printing, remote printer, or front-end printing? Or you want to print this printer from your email? You want to send this printer to your email to, or what is the method you want to use it? You can configure it so that you will get the name, you will get the printout to your email ID. So like that, we can print the papers from the printer. Here, when you are doing the print and the request is generating, immediately the Spool work process will take care of your request, then will hand over to the respective printer. That is the navigation will happen in the printers. Okay. So here mainly you need to concentrate when the new printer comes to picture. So you need to ask them whether the local printing or remote printing purpose or front-end printer, which method we have to use it. Then, so if it's a remote method, is it both are Windows or Linux operating systems? If it's a Windows, one method, Linux, one method. If it is the Windows, CL is the remote. Sorry guys. If it's a remote printing, you need to either the Windows or Unix printer, you have to use it. If it is the front-end printing, so you need to choose the type F, then it will point to your local computer. It will point to your local computer. So it will point to your local computer. Okay, it is point to your local computer. This is the access methods we have to choose it. Okay, they may ask you questions like types of access methods. It's okay. Front-end printing means this one. So what exactly happens when you give the print from your SAP? So here there is some sequence of activities. Some sequence of activities will be followed. So what are those sequence of activities here will be allowed here? What are the sequence of activities here? Okay, sequence of activities means, so when you give the print from SAP, so here what exactly happens here? So I will give some information here. Okay, the step number one, what happens? The user will log in. So we log into the either the dialog work process or dialog user or background user will generate the Spool work process. Either the, so dialog Dialog means user will generate, or BTC work process will generate the spool, right? Means print request. Spool means print request, he will generate it. Then the step number 2, what happens when he generate it? So the data, the spool request sent to the spool request, the whatever the spool request is there, right? Spool is generated. Spool request sent to Temse. Temse is the spool database. The spool, there is separate table actually. That is called spool database. So that is called the Temse. Temse is the table actually. Temse. It will send to the Temse. From here, from Temse, the spool work process. So here, the spool work process reads from Temse. So any requests are there, new requests are there in the Temse or not, immediately it will read from Temse. Then step number 4, what exactly will happen? Once it's readed, then spool work process format the request. Try to understand that request. Is the front end request? What is the printer? So it will format the output request. Just format the output request, and the data format the request, and send it to OS spooler. It will send it to the OS spooler with understandable format. It will send to the OS spooler. Then step number 5, what exactly happens in the back end? The spool work process, the spool work process sent to the here. So OS spooler, the spool work process. Here the step number 5, spool work process send to the printer data, which means the OS spooler, it will send to the OS spooler. Then last step, immediately you will get the output from the printer. So then OS spooler will send it to printer server. Who is the printer is there? It will send to the printer server. So these are the steps will happen. So whenever you log into the system, then you are logged in as the dialog user, or background work process will generate the system. Then you generate the one spool. You generated the one spool here. Like suppose like I want to print this paper. Just click on this one. So just click on this button. Then you generated the hello. Am I audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Something, the Bluetooth got disconnected here. Let let me know if you are unable to hear me. Okay. So here, so yeah, it's very simple, guys. Let me put my diagrammatical way. So what I can do? Okay. So this is your user. You are the user, right? You logged into the SAP system. Maybe I will put the user as like this. Okay, user. You are the user. So sorry, I am very poor in the diagrammatical. Okay. So here user. Okay, you logged into the user. Then in the SAP system, you just created the one print. You created. Immediately the spool request sent to the spool database. The spool database at, so the spool database available in the, so in the database level, right? There is a temse table. There is called the temse spool database. Then here the spool work process the spool work process. There is a in the SAP level spool work process. The spool work process, it will read that one. Whenever user give the printout, the request sent to the template table, the spool database table, right? Here you can understand clearly. Okay. So here the spool work process with the spool work process will read that one in the SAP level will format that request and send it to the OS spooler. The OS send it to the OS spooler. The OS spooler is that is available in the SAP. So this is the SAP entire. This is the SAP. The request it went to the OS spooler. This is called the OS spooler. This is called the OS spooler. Then the spool work process OS spooler sent to the OS spooler. OS spooler is the service here. So that service, the OS spooler send the request to the your printer again. Send the request to the printer. Send the request to the your printer in the system. Printer. This is the printer. It will send to the your printer in the system. So this will happen. The printer, the paper will come out from the printers actually. So here you have the printers. All the papers are available. The request will come out of the printer. So this will happen in the back end. Here just you will give the click on printout, then you will get the output from here. This is the starting procedure. This is the ending procedure, right? Here you will get the output from here, and you will give the input here. You will get the print paper from outside from the printer. But in between, what will happen means these are the steps will followed. These are the steps will be happen in the system. So exactly when you give the printout, the print request will be generated. The request will send to the same template table. It will send it to the got it. Okay. So this is the user. We know we logged into the SAP system. We'll open the paper. Just give the print. Then that will go to the template to OS spooler. Then OS spooler to understandable format to the printer. The printer through printer we will get the output from the printer. So this part we know printer and giving the inputs we know. But inside of this one, what exactly happens from here what exactly happens means this will happen actually. The step 2 to then the step 5 what exactly happens means this will happen. Okay, this is the understandable format. You will send it to the OS spooler, then OS spooler will send the request to the print server. So in this case, the papers are not coming from printers means we need to check whether the printers are there in the system or not. What is the status of the my spooler, OS spooler? So what is the status of the my template table? So we need to check. Why? Because here you are giving the input, the output is coming from the printers. In between, these are the steps will be passed, right? Should be pass all the steps. So if any issues with the template database, you will not get the paper from printer. If any issues with the reading the data from the template table or sending to the OS spooler is not responding, then paper will not come from outside of the printer. So sometimes everything is okay, your printer is not switched on, your printer is shut down, there is no papers in the system. So in that case, definitely your printer will not come up. And also the printer IP is not correctly pointing. So printer has a connection issues from SAP to here. So there are many issues we may face during our day-to-day scenarios. Okay, day-to-day scenarios. Then in this case, the paper will come directly from printout. If everything is okay, all the steps are passed here, then you will get the paper from the printer. You will get the paper from the printer. So this is the how the spool work process and works and everything. We know only okay. This is the spool. We can see in the spool in SM50 only one work process. Only printer will take care of means this one work process will handle the lakhs of printer requests and everything. Every day you are using the lakhs of requests. Then so you need to increase the one more spool work process. You need to increase it to handle the load. So some customers. So okay, let me pause it here. Any questions on SAP side? Right? Suppose adding the printer to SPAD integration, then configuring the printer, then giving the print from SAP output, getting the output from the printer. Any questions on this area? No questions. What I can do, So maybe there is a few customers, so not only taking the print from SAP, not only this one. So few customers, they will integrate this SAP to their day-to-day. Suppose if you go to the airport, airport, airport SAP printing. Suppose if you go to the airport, they will print the invoices will be printed from the SAP. The invoices, master data, maybe back scanner also. Maybe we'll see some of the videos, maybe YouTube. You can see how benefits like airports. So they will print the data from live airport, SAP live air. So they will print the data from the SAP. So see here how the airport printing. So everything SAP is possible from SAP side. Maybe scanner also, scanner. Maybe shopping scanner. Using SAP. You will get many examples here. If we have the printer in our local, then we can use that printer also. We can use that printer also. We can use it here. So how this can be helpful to you and everything, we can use it this one. Maybe let me open any one of the video. See here. So that person, that guy. So that guy. So see here in the SAP. This is the SAP system backend. This is the delivery notice. See here how this is the barcode printing. This is the barcode printing scan. So how he is configuring. So see here how he is doing everything. So he is trying to print the one of the good receipt from SAP. He selected the from date and end date. Then see here how the printout come from SAP. So this configuration, everything from the same. The configuration. So everything it will come from the SAP side only. SAP side we have to integrate this one. All these things we have to integrate. So if you say, so how to integrate barcode scanner, barcode printer in SAP. Maybe shopping mall, we will some barcodes will be scanned, right? So those scanners we can configure here. So we can go to the printer. So devices are like how to configure the printer devices and everything here clearly mentioned. They will mention the clearly steps here. Output devices they went to the here. Then they will give the test printer how we did it. Then they selected the one of the printer which you have. They filled the all the details. Then you see if you type it, then you will get the printer from output device. Same everywhere you go. The configuration integrating in the printers to your SAP is common. So integrating this printer into your SAP SPAD, we have to go there. You need to integrate it. So after that, which device type means here the types of methods are available here. Types of methods are available. How the when you give the print from SAP, you are getting the paper outside of the SAP printer. Then how it is getting? Who is sending here? So all these things you can see here. So internal mechanism, all these steps are available here. All these steps are available. So this is about our printer and spool administration. Spool administration. Okay, it's a less priority topic, but some important topic. Like not only they are using some of the labels printing, in the label printing in the bottles. So on the bottle they will use one of the US company they will use the label printing, bottle stickering, right? Bottle stickering. This bottle stickering also SAP will prepare this bottle stickering and everything SAP will preparing. So there is one company actually, Drink Arizona company in the US. So they're purely using for SAP. One of my friend is working actually, Drink Arizona. This labels printing, everything will be done by the SAP only. This labels in the bottles, the label printing, everything will be done by SAP. Water bottles, everything. So in the airports sometimes we see, right, barcode scanners, printers, everything. How will scan it? Everything is possible from the SAP. So that's why most of the customers they prefer SAP for printer purpose. Okay, so this is about our printer and spool administration.